A rugby team boycotts a championship match over an inclusive jersey. LGBTQ+ protections may expand under Affordable Care Act. Plus, a GOP lawmaker is criticised after attending his gay son's wedding. We'll tell you why. And we'll hear from the cast members of the new horror film, They Them. That's coming up in this edition of Pride Today. Hi, I'm Stephen Walker. 7 players from Australian National Rugby League team Manly Sea Eagles are boycotting a championship match this week, refusing to wear an inclusiveness jersey. The players in protest say they won't wear the Pride jersey based on religious and cultural grounds. Rainbow brands are included in the jersey design, representing a symbol of inclusiveness. Ian Roberts, the first openly gay rugby player, also played for Manly. He called the protest, quote, sad and uncomfortable. The Biden administration is proposing a change to the Affordable Care Act that will strengthen the protections for LGBTQ+ individuals, something the Trump administration weakened in 2020. The revised proposal aligns with the US Supreme Court decision BOYCOTT, which said that discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender identity is sexual discrimination and is prohibited under Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. The updated regulation would offer explicit protections based on sexual orientation and sex characteristics, as well as improving protections for gender identity. Over the weekend, Republican lawmaker Glenn Thompson of Pennsylvania attended his gay son's wedding. The ceremony held just 3 days after Thompson voted against the Respect of Marriage Act, a bill aimed at codifying federal protections for same-sex marriage into law. Thompson's press secretary also released an email that in part read, quote, Congressman and Mrs. Thompson were thrilled to attend and celebrate their son's marriage on Friday night as he began his new chapter in his life. And finally, the highly anticipated new horror film They Them will be released on August 5th. Our Bernardo Sim, writer for Pride, sits down with members of the cast and crew to talk about the highly anticipated new horror film. Here's a look at some of the highlights.
Kevin, you've had an extremely prolific career. What attracted you the most to this character and the script?
I like the idea that you're going to take something as horrible as the concept of gay conversion and put it in a very accessible genre, meaning horror, which a lot of people really love, and the stakes are very high. It's life and death, and it sometimes has the possibility of tapping into something in a pop culture way.
CARRIE, I'm not going to lie, your character probably scared me the most in the entire movie. How do you approach playing such a terrifying character like that?
Well, I mean, it is the crux of the film, really, is that the horrors of this gay conversion. And so to see the practices that my character does and Kevin's character does, the movie doesn't work if you don't have that, you know. So it's always my mission to be a part of stories that, you know, bring the LGBTQ story front and center until it's, you know, just as common as any other story about the human condition. And so, you know, this spoke to me in that way. It fit my mission in that way. And then just the writing is just crackerjack. You know, John Logan obviously knows what he's doing. And I was excited to be a part of his directorial debut as well. But as far as playing the character, you know, you just try to get into the skin and figure out why somebody would do something so horrible.
This is a question to all of you. Do you think that this movie might have a positive impact on the family members of LGBTQ kids who might still think, the parents of these kids who might still think that conversion camps are good ideas?
I think we can only hope for that.
Yeah.
I mean, hoping that, you know, people who aren't a part of the community, that it creates a new sense of empathy, because that's what we can do with storytelling. And hopefully, their lens and how they see the world will change after they watch this film.
I think it's great that we're also on Peacock. You can watch it at home. So you don't have to, it's really accessible to anyone.
I think that my hope would be for family members who see this movie. I would hope that they understand that it's a lot more dangerous to try to change your child than to just let them be who they are.
And for more on these stories, visit advocate.com.